We're not even gonna do that.
Go ahead.
You sure? You sure you want to do that?
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna do that because of him. I'm not
I
gonna
want
do it
all the
because of you.
smoke.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Because you don't want me
Hallelujah! I'm
you
not
want
gonna do
You
it.
don't want me to get on you.
Get on me. I ain't did nothing to nobody. Oh yeah.
Because don't get back on you.
Anyways, can we
know,
start the show?
We got a long
Can we start the
history.
show? Can we start the show?
No, we got a long
Do you mind if I
history.
start the show?
I got some
Do
stories.
you mind if I start the show?
Don't be that guy.
Can I start the show? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm here with my brother Dre.
I don't know if I'm here or not. So what's
Yeah, you
good,
here.
everybody? Happy to be back in the seat with my brothers, even though they drive me crazy. I wish we had cameras just so y'all can see our pre-show shenanigans. Y'all would literally question if we are really friends and like each other. Like, it is crazy.
There's
What's
no
good,
question
the
about it. I
nation?
don't
What's
like
good?
you
What's
niggas.
good?
There's no question about it. I don't like you niggas. Also got my brother Kesey. What's going on, man?
What's good people?
How y'all doing?
Clearly, somebody got a problem with me today.
I ain't got no problem with you, man. We coming to an end of March. This is coming to end of Women's History Month. So shout out again to all the ladies out there in the NBA, WNBA doing y'all thing. We're gonna slide over to Andre or Dre for the injury report.
Yeah. The Boston Celtics are without Jason Tatum. He is out with left hip contusion. He is listed as day-to-day and is questionable today against the Spurs. The Clippers are without Kawhi Leonard. He has a facial injury that happened on Saturday. He's listed as day-to-day. Paul George is still out with a sprained right knee. He will be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully, he'll be back in time for the playoffs. Norman Powell is out with the shoulder injury. He is listed to be reevaluated in about a week. The Lakers are without Anthony Davis. Surprise, surprise.
He played today.
Did he
He
play?
played.
I'm
They
just reading
lost.
the notes.
He did it, right?
He was probable. Did LeBron get in today?
LeBron played
He
too.
came off the bench today.
Yep, LeBron was listed doubtful, but he did play today. How did he look in his return? I'm just reading from the
I didn't
script.
get to see the game because it wasn't aired.
Oh, how did he look? Did anybody look at the stats?
I seen a little bit. He looked good.
He looked great in warm up.
He looked great in warm-ups. He looked good. He did come off the bench. So they're slowly starting to get him in the mix and hopefully for a playoff push.
Sure. Minnesota Timberwolves. I think this is supposed to be Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it is supposed
out.
to be Anthony Edwards.
Yep, you good. He is out with an ankle injury. The 76ers are without James Harden. He is out with an Achilles soreness. The Suns are without DeAndre Ayton. He is out with a hip injury. The Kings, De'Aaron Fox with a hamstring, listed as day-to-day. Utah's big man, Mark Cannon, is out with a bruised left hand.
It's not Mark Cannon.
Mark Cannon, isn't that his last name?
Not Mark Cannon.
How do you pronounce it then?
Keep going.
No, you're not going to give me a name.
I'm just saying that's not how you pronounce it,
He's
but
how
go
you
ahead.
pronounce his last name.
Who?
Laurie Mark Cannon from Utah.
Laurie Marketing.
There it is.
Laurie Marketing is
Yeah.
out with the bruise. See, I can take, that stuff.
Sure you should.
I
You sure you
appreciate
can? You
that.
got
I
a little
appreciate
defensive
that.
there.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't. I'm just saying you should correct me on any words ever.
I'm just saying, well, if you say it wrong, that's only right.
He's out with a bruised left hand day to day. Jordan Clarkson is out with a finger injury. Colin Sexton is out with a hammy injury. Jesus. This is kind of like last week, man. We read the whole NBA and listed near 100 players. So good well soon to all those players. Play-in is near. Act like your life depended on it, Doc.
Exactly. We're going to move on to our shoot around segment where we talk about news and rumors and stuff going on around in the NBA. To start off, there was a debate going around the NBA, and it was started by Mario Chalmers claims nobody fears LeBron James like they did Michael Jordan. Now, I brought this subject to the table just because we have two people who are not only fans, but you can say they're somewhat enthusiasts. You have LeBron James to my right of me, and to my left here is Michael Jordan. Let's get ready to rumble.
Really?
What do you?
Really?
It's not gonna take much.
You gonna do all of that?
It's not gonna take much. I'm just saying. What do you guys think of these? Well, first of all, like a lot of players chimed in on this. Chandler Parsons said he feared Kevin Durant more than he did LeBron James.
Who?
Chandler Parsons? He
Yo,
said he feared Kevin Durant more.
You missed the who, as in
Chandler who?
who cares? You that went over your head.
It did with it.
Let me just start, man. Let me just start right here. First of all,
I was like, real quick.
Go ahead.
Because this was probably one of my favorite comments
Go
out
ahead.
of everybody who chimed in on this. Gilbert Arenas said, did anyone fear Magic? No. Did anyone fear Stockton or Malone? No. No one feared Tim Duncan. Jordan was feared. AI was feared. Kobe was feared. LeBron is an all-around player. I'm not afraid of a guy who's going to give me 29, 9, and 9. I'm afraid of a man who's going to go for 60 if I'm not careful. To me, that pretty much summed up, quote unquote, fear. And I think we all here said watch the documentary, The Last Dance, and you can hear countless stories of, man, Jordan. I talked to Jordan. I called him Mike, and he was like, "What'd you call me?" He's like, "Mike." Well, I took that personally, and he scored 50 on them. I'm gonna swing it over to Stephen B here, aka Dre. Go ahead, because you.
First of all, I find it very offensive and disrespectful that all these NBA has-beens are making themselves relevant again at the extent of LeBron James. Who cares that no one feared LeBron James? Who cares?
So are you agreeing with that, or are you just...
Let me get to it. Okay? For Mario Chalmers to be a former teammate of LeBron James, that is disrespectful to say. Chandler Parsons couldn't hold hot water talking about you fear Kevin Durant over LeBron James.
I just want to don't act like Parsons wasn't a bucket.
He was a bucket for maybe 3 seasons. He got his money and he sucked.
4 or 5.
And he sucked after.
Chandler who?
And he sucked after. No one remembers him for anything great other than being a white guy with a nice haircut, right? That's all people remember him for. Who used to play for the Dallas Mavericks at the end of Dirk's glory days,
I don't
okay?
even remember who he is.
Google
I don't
him.
even know who he looks like.
He had an okay career. When you go down the list of memorable players, they will skip over him just like they did Mario Chalmers. Okay, Mario Chalmers is still probably dealing with some of that bullying that LeBron did to him on Miami. Okay, because he never really liked LeBron because LeBron demanded greatness out of Mario.
That wasn't him.
That was very much him.
They didn't play together.
They very much played together.
When they played together,
Mario Chalmers was the starting point guard of the Miami Heat for LeBron's whole run.
Oh, you talking about Mario Chalmers?
Yes.
You talking about Parsons? Okay,
yes, Mario Chalmers was the starting point guard, and he was bullied by all of those players. In fact, when President Barack Obama brought them to the White House, Barack got in on the stuff and said, "Let me move out the way before these guys and LeBron start getting on Mario Chalmers again."
Mm-hmm.
So Mario Chalmers is clearly speaking from a place of hurt. He's speaking from a place of pain. People didn't have to fear LeBron. LeBron is an all-time leading scorer. You don't need to fear him. He just puts up buckets. He's a 4-time champion. You don't need to fear him. You just win championships. He's posterized most of the superstars in the NBA. You don't need to fear him. You just need to be on the other end of a poster. Have some respect. Honor the legacy of the man that the sport will miss when he's away. The reason that I'm not going to comment and say I agree or disagree, because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Mike was Mike in his era. LeBron is LeBron in his era. Mario Chalmers, that is a terrible thing to do from a former teammate. And that's all I have to say.
I think Chalmers is a little salty because LeBron got in his face that one time.
Hold on a second. Well, we gonna go there in a second. I can't believe you just tap danced your way out of this whole conversation.
It's true.
No. You tap dance your way out of this whole conversation. And at the end of the day, Dre, they asking these people who A, played with them, B, played against them. Number one. That's number one. Number two, if I was on the team with LeBron James or if I played against him, I would have a comment. Now, whether I was on the bench, whether I was starting, that's irrelevant. That's the part that's irrelevant.
It's disrespectful.
It's not the disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. It is what it is.
No.
And for you to sit here
no.
and as a Jordan fanatic, not a fan, a fanatic, and sit here talk about it is what it is,
No.
and you need to have the respect.
No, he
Such and
does.
such and
He
such.
does.
No. We're asking a basic question here.
That is
And that's what we're talking about here.
That's
So
not-
you sitting here trying to politic your way out of it, trying to say, oh, it's disrespectful. Look who's saying it. It's irrelevant.
boy.
Da.
Are you done?
Some people who step on the court.
Are you done?
I'm not done yet. Thanks for asking, though. When some people who step on the court strike fear into their opponent. And that's what we're talking about here.
Why?
So don't act like it don't exist, because it
Listen.
exists.
It absolutely exists because see now you're gonna make me become a LeBron defender. Here's why the fear of LeBron existed because although he invented the super teams of his era,
And the
those players aligned with an intent to beat LeBron.
Who?
Pick one.
Who?
Kevin Durant joined Golden State
That's
because
one.
he couldn't do it alone.
That's one.
Okay.
Yeah, give me two.
All these players, do you think if they didn't fear him, they wouldn't flock to join his team? All these has-beens that tried to win titles flocked to LeBron's team to win a title. If I fear you, what should I do if I can't beat you, Casey? Join you. And that's what a lot of players did. LeBron had 10 finals appearances within 12 years. Those are players that you absolutely fear. All I'm saying is
The fear was of
Let me
Jordan.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. Go
The
ahead.
fact that we're even talking about if people fear LeBron shows just how much people truly hate on his greatness. No one ever said that people fear Magic. No one ever said that people fear Kobe. No one ever said that people fear Tim Duncan until Gilbert, the has-been that was kicked out the NBA,
Well,
said
that has
that.
nothing to do with
Okay,
it.
so let the man be great, enjoy the greatness, and stop hating.
Nobody said LeBron wasn't great.
It's-
Nobody.
it's-
Hold on.
it's-
Nobody said. Hold on. Nobody said LeBron wasn't great. Nobody said LeBron wasn't the man. Nobody didn't say he didn't. Hold on. Oh, no. These accolades that you just brought up had nothing to say. Take away from LeBron's greatness. We're talking about the difference between the GOAT
No.
and LeBron.
No.
No, that's what we're talking about
No, we're
here.
not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. Nobody
No,
ever
we're
said.
not.
He said nobody feared LeBron like they did Mike. Hold on a second, though.
Time out.
That's not.
I have
Hold
a
on. The question
No, you
is.
have the answer to my response.
What's your
You
question?
can't pose
What's your
a question
question?
and keep talking.
What's your question?
What was the point of even saying that though?
It was brought to him.
No.
It's brought to him.
It's garbage.
That's not garbage. That's not garbage
As
take.
a former teammate, I expect for you, if I ever left
To kiss your butt?
if I ever left this podcast and I started another podcast and someone said, how was Dre as a co-host? My expectation as former teammates,
Mhm.
as your boy, because he claimed LeBron was his boy,
Mhm.
is to protect it. Oh, Dre was a good co-host, man. He might have been this, he might have pushed me to the limit, but he was great. The fact that Mario criticized the man that helped him get titles is trash.
How is he
Casey,
criticizing? No.
Casey,
How
go.
is he criticizing
Go.
him
I'm done.
for saying
I'm
that
done.
he didn't nobody fear him like they did Jordan?
It's
Was
crazy.
Jordan feared?
It was crazy.
Was Jordan feared?
That's not-
Was Jordan feared?
that's not-
You want me to ask you? You want me to ask you a question? I'm asking you a question. Was Jordan feared?
Absolutely. he
Okay,
was
that's the
feared.
answer to that.
And LeBron
Go
is
ahead.
too. Just
LeBron's
because
not feared.
Just because
LeBron is not feared.
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead, Keith. I'm done.
Go ahead, Keith.
I'm done.
Oh man, y'all done?
All right.
I'm done.
LeBron is feared,
LeBron is not feared.
regardless if anybody wants to admit it or not. People are too headstrong now to admit that they were fearing LeBron. If you go back and look at some of the comments like Paul George made, it sucks losing to the same team and the same person every year. Did you not hear him say that? Derrick
I did hear him say
Rose,
that.
another league MVP,
Mm-hmm.
said he was tired of losing to LeBron James every year.
What does that have to do with fear?
Let him finish.
Do you not?
Let him finish.
Do you
I'm
not?
not gonna
Get, do
finish.
you? Do you? What do you consider fear?
I consider fear like when I'm glad you brought up LeBron. There's a clip. And there's a clip of LeBron James in the NBA Finals versus the San Antonio Spurs. He looks over his shoulder. He see Kawhi Leonard come in. He say, "Damn."
That is not fear.
What is that?
That's not fear.
What is that?
That's not fear.
What is it?
That's not fear.
What is it?
That just means my job just got harder. Did
I'm
they
not.
win?
Hold on.
Did they win?
They lost that series.
But did they end up beating the Spurs the following year? Yes. They beat the Spurs and won the title.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
They
they
beat.
Yes, they did.
They
Yeah, they
beat. What's it called?
They beat the Spurs.
They beat Dallas.
They beat the
They
Spurs
beat
too.
Dallas. Beat them first.
No,
No,
they
they
beat
beat
that-
Dallas.
Miami beat Dallas
Dallas.
without LeBron James.
LeBron.
They
That was his. That when he was
No.
in Cleveland.
Hit LeBron James first.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
championship.
You're right. That is versus Spurs.
They beat them.
No, hold on a second though.
They beat
That
him.
moment is like, damn, I got so he coming in. He coming
No,
in.
that's
Hold
like-
on a second though.
no.
So when I talk about fear, I'm talking about when you see Jordan, like you check an injury report. Jordan not
No.
in, Jordan playing. Oh my God.
No,
Vernon Maxwell said himself while y'all bringing up names. Vernon Maxwell was like, when Jordan was in the league and you had to play Chicago, you circled that game. You got to get a good night's sleep. You got to know what such and such is coming. You're like, oh man, I got to get mentally prepared for Michael Jordan. My point is this, and I can't believe I'm always on the guy that's solo, that's not afraid to say it. My point is this: when you talk about LeBron James and you talk about Michael Jordan, one of the differences is that one is a killer and the other isn't. One is feared, the other isn't. One is, I'm going to score 50, 60 versus you just because you said my name wrong and you took it personally. Don't act like y'all haven't heard countless stories of guys who seriously didn't have to say nothing, but they was like, yeah, Jordan pretty feared out here. And you sit here and talk about the stuff that the culture that LeBron James cultivated. One of those is buddy. That's why I'm joining the LeBron James team. Not because I'm scared of him, because I want to win, and he's a winner. And not only he's a winner, I know I have a better chance of getting a championship.
So
on.
I've already said.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sick of y'all in this buddy stuff because the buddy stuff system has been around for many years.
The buddy
Before the-
system been around for many
before
years.
before LeBron and them joined together, because other people were getting together the same way.
How?
It
Who?
just wasn't publicized
Publicized.
Mhm.
as much because there wasn't that type of media back then.
Here we go with this again.
How do you think Jordan picked up Rodman? Why do you think he picked him up?
But Jordan had won 3 titles.
It doesn't matter though. But why you think he picked him up though?
Please don't take me on the opposite
But
side.
no,
of this
I'm saying
argument.
at the
defending
end
it.
of the what are you talking about?
Take it there. Take it
At
there.
the end of the day, did he not pick up Rodman because he wanted to join Rodman because he knew he was a great?
No,
He took a Rodman to
That's not-
replace Horace Grant.
Let me
He took him
handle
to
this.
replace Horace Grant.
This is not how it happened.
and LeBron took Drew Gooden and
Oh,
got
he
Chris
left.
Bosh. He got rid of
Phil,
He left.
no.
He left.
Horace
But
Grant.
you gotta realize
He left.
he gave up 9 years and they gave him nobody. Tell me one person on that team that you remember.
You know what's funny?
Larry
that you-
Hughes,
Come on, man. Come on.
No,
man.
no, hold on a
Going
second.
back to last
Check this
week.
out. Check this out. Hold on a minute.
See,
Why
why
didn't
you
he
interrupt
say-
me? Why you interrupted me? Why you?
You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell me one player on that Cleveland roster that you can honestly say was as good as anybody's duos in the NBA.
Hold up.
You're making 2 arguments.
Kesey, they went to the finals multiple times.
Because of LeBron, and you got to realize when he got there, his ass was wore out.
Yes,
Big
but
time.
you're making 2
Big
different
time.
arguments. You're making 2 different arguments though.
Would you do that for 9? You did that for 9 consecutive years.
You're making 2 arguments. Hold on. He's making an argument that
But at the end of the day, is
Look-
what
Go
you
ahead.
got to remember
go ahead.
is LeBron is feared, whether you want to admit it or not, whether anybody else on the planet wants to admit it or not. Because when you look at that the team LeBron is on, when you got to face them,
Mhm.
everybody looking like, damn, we got to face them this year. Damn, we got to face LeBron again.
Mhm.
Damn, we got to face LeBron again. Like Andre said, he went to the finals 10 years out of 12.
What's your
Actually,
point?
8 consecutive ones, if you want to get technical with it.
What's your point?
So
You don't fear somebody you got to face 8 years in a row to get to the finals?
No, I'm just tired of losing.
If I'm
against
Paul
him.
George,
I'm tired of losing against him.
you tired of losing against him.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with fear.
that's everything.
That has nothing to do with fear.
So then nobody fear Jordan then. Because
No, people say it.
that's the only thing. That's the only reason why people fear Jordan, because they was gonna lose.
No,
right?
no, they
At the
fear.
end of the day-
No, they
at the
fear
end of the
Jordan.
day, Andre, at
Go
the
ahead.
end of the day, you fear Jordan because you know it was a what?
It was an L, but it was also. Listen,
I'm going to embarrass you.
It was also
LeBron don't embarrass people, so that slap when he slapped Iguodala's shot on the backboard, that didn't embarrass him.
Yeah, that
And they
embarrassed
won
him.
the finals.
Hold on, it's a difference, Keisha. You know, it's a difference between me making a play and us talking at the beginning of the game. You're like, "Hey, what's up, Zeke? Zeke, man, you don't know me like that. You know what? I'm scoring 60 on you, and I do it. That's the difference.
So let me say this.
And you know it.
Let me say this.
No, it's not, man.
Let me say this.
Clearly, your
And-
understanding is totally off.
And as a Michael Jordan enthusiast, as Zeke put it, Michael Jordan is the face of basketball, and he has been for years. He hasn't played in over 20 years, and he is still
Are you
very
going to
much.
give me another
the
rundown
face.
of his
Just
accomplishments?
Just listen. And just listen. Michael Jordan was feared. Yes, we know that. LeBron was feared. Yes, even if people don't say that he was feared. The fact that people are comparing it shows just how much he's feared. Because if you truly don't care about something and you don't sit and compare things. Mario Chalmers, when he left Miami, he was a nobody. He went to Memphis and had a terrible career. And he became a player that people would sign to 10-day contracts and leave.
Mhm.
So the mere fact that he was so critical of a guy that helped you win 2 NBA championships, who was the lead man on your team, to me, it's just foul. LeBron James is likely and highly regarded as the second greatest basketball player of all time. In some circles, he's the first. You don't become the GOAT, 1 or 2, without having people fear you just a little bit. You may never say it. You may never say it. But LeBron James is feared by many. He may not be liked by many, but he is feared by many. Mario Chalmers, my friend, you are disrespectful.
So is this about Mario Chalmers or is this about the question at hand?
It's
Because
about Mario
no,
Chalmers.
it's not about Mario Chalmers.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
trying to make it about Mario
Yeah, it
Chalmers,
is.
but it's not about Mario
Yeah, it
Chalmers.
is.
Because if it wasn't, that's the thing about this topic is that you can go about it 2 ways. You can look at it as hate, like Kesey like to see people hating. You could look at it like Dre, where you be like, "Oh, this is disrespectful." I mean, why would you say this about one of the greatest players of all time? Because he's one of the greatest players of all time. And you guys want to sit here and saying they fear LeBron because LeBron was winning the East 10 years in a row, and they fear LeBron because of this and such and such and such and such and such. The thing about it is, and the thing I love about the NBA and guys who played in the league, whether they played a long time, whether they played a little bit, whether they're on championship teams, is that they don't have nothing to lose. So they can just say whatever they want to say.
Like us.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think Mario Chalmers, whatever the name is, I don't think he said it to be vindictive. And I'm mostly on you. I expected him to say it, but for you to say it is just ridiculous. For
Why?
you to say,
Because I'm objective?
no, not because you're objective, because you're trying to tap dance around what it is.
No.
But you say
critical.
you said what it is a couple times, but you don't want to stand strong on it.
I've been critical of LeBron many times before.
Yeah, I know. Until
I've been
the point.
protective of Jordan's legacy.
Are you?
Very much so.
Not like Steph
Have you
Curry.
ever heard me? Have you
Not
ever
like Steph
heard
Curry, but
me
that's the whole
call anybody better than Mike ever?
No.
Okay.
So I'm not, and there's a thing. I'm never.
If you're
Hold
see,
this-
hold on.
oh,
Let me
oh.
finish before you go.
Go ahead.
So you didn't ask me who was more feared. You asked me what do I make of Mario Chalmers' comments. Now, if you want to ask me the question, I'll ask me the question.
Who's more feared, Dre?
Easily Michael Jordan, twice on Sundays. That's all you had to say. You asked.
No, stop talking to me. I don't like don't go here. See, this politicking stuff. That's what we talking about. That's how we talking about that politicking stuff. Okay, that's what we talking about.
That's what you said.
I want you
You
to.
said,
I
what
want
do we
these.
make
No,
of
no.
Mario Chalmers' comments?
I
Did he
want.
not, Kesey?
I want these clips to
Kesey
go
did
viral.
not.
I want these clips to go viral.
Kesey
In 20
did not.
years, when Dre is running for Senate, I want these viral clips to be like, I mean, what do we really
Did-
stand
I
with
mean,
Mr.
did I-
Douglas?
did he
The
not
thing I
ask
don't-
that?
But the thing I don't understand is why does it even matter?
Don't do that.
Did I said that too?
He said
At the
that
end
too.
of the
Don't
day-
do that. Don't do that. You know why it matters.
But I'm saying, like,
You know why it matters.
it's okay if you're great and you say that. But you're talking about people who don't even matter.
You're talking about people who played with him. As Charles Barkley would have said, yeah, of course Charles Barkley. Well, obviously Charles Barkley.
Draymond Green said it himself. He had players on his own team that told him he was afraid to play against LeBron.
Well, wait a second. Now.
Thank you. Go ahead and say it.
Tristan Thompson.
Say it.
No.
Say it, Dre.
That's like me.
Say it, Dre.
In every circle, I will mostly cover for the both of you. In every single circle, because y'all my boys. It could be true, and I would still cover for you,
Thank you
from
man.
a standpoint that's not necessarily lying, but I would still cover for you. Draymond.
That's why I didn't bring his comments
listen,
up.
hold on.
Draymond, hold on, let me finish and I'll let you go. Draymond and Tristan are loyal. They love LeBron. Like Dwayne Wade is loyal. He loves LeBron. They wouldn't dare, because Draymond also said, let's not forget, Draymond's also the same guy that got on TV and also blamed Buddy Ball on LeBron. Because LeBron said when they lost the finals, he said, man, all these players just teaming up to beat me. So, hey, what do you expect? It's KD. And Draymond was like, bro, what? You started this whole thing. What do you mean?
Why do y'all keep saying that? What do y'all get out of that?
That's what Draymond said.
I'm just saying, though, like you've said it too. He said it too.
Bro, I meant.
What do y'all get out of that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, buddy ball? Like, how's it buddy ball?
Buddy Ball is
AAU.
hold on. Buddy Ball is AAU.
Chalmers ain't no AAU. If we looking at AAU, Chalmers wasn't AAU ready.
He played AAU. He played in Alaska, but he played it.
I get that, but I'm just saying.
He was also
If we
drafted. That's
I'm
not
talking about
Buddy
if we're talking about real live AAU.
I'll
teams,
say this. I'll say this. Keith. This is what Buddy Ball is. LeBron James, the boat, the banana boat. No matter how much, hold on. No matter how much Jordan, Magic, and Bird, they respected each other. But at the end of the day,
No.
I'm trying to murder
Stop.
you on the basketball court.
Not a good example.
How's that not a good example?
Because you know who Jordan's golf buddies were?
Who?
Charles Barkley.
When?
During the season.
all season.
Yes, they were. If you go back and listen
And
to
what did
Charles
Jordan
Barkley-
say though? What did everybody say about Jordan? The most competitive person ever. He is trying to murder you.
That doesn't mean they were boys.
LeBron James is not trying to murder you.
They do be having summits on friend summits, right?
Like he's trying to murder you. LeBron James is not trying to do that. You know that. Kobe Bryant is trying to murder you. Kobe Bryant is trying to murder you on the basketball court. LeBron James is not trying to do that.
So here
But he didn't join Kobe Bryant.
Who didn't join Kobe Bryant?
He didn't join the Golden State Warriors.
Who didn't?
LeBron.
we
Yeah,
joined
which-
the Miami Heat. They
which-
were already winners.
Miami Heat sucked.
They
before
had
LeBron.
they had a championship under their belt.
Yeah,
had a
they
championship.
had one, but they sucked after that.
I
Why?
wouldn't say
suck-
suck.
Why
It was
did
suck.
Go look at the record. They
Uh-uh.
were like 37 and like
they were an
40.
average team? They were average.
LeBron
team.
wouldn't have joined a sucky team.
So hold on a second though. Hold on a second.
He wouldn't have joined a sucky.
Why didn't LeBron say, "Hey, why don't y'all come join me in Cleveland"?
Because ain't nobody going to.
Because doesn't nobody want to live in Cleveland. If that's the case, then LeBron would have had an all-star team way before he went to Miami.
Way before.
That's true.
Nobody wants to go to
Way
Cleveland.
So this is my thing about that. If number of people have said
If Stephen wasn't in California,
it.
Kevin Durant probably would have never went there.
Nah, he probably went there.
Nah,
They were winning.
nah.
They
No.
were no. Not
Yeah.
only were they winning, they went to go recruit him.
I bet if they was in Cleveland, he wouldn't have went.
They went. To,
If that was the same team in Cleveland,
I
They
see what
wouldn't
I see what you're saying, and that's a toss up. That's a toss up because he was real close to going to Boston.
but I'm saying
He was real close to going to Boston.
I doubt it. It's a lot of he say, she say.
So,
But
so
nobody hopped on Kevin McHale case when he gave Boston everything they needed to be a duo, a
That
trio.
has
everything
nothing
with the kitchen sink.
He
that
gave
had
them.
nothing
He
to-
gave them every single thing
That
they
has
needed
nothing
to
to-
be.
That
That
has
has a
nothing
lot
to
to
do.
do.
He
with
gave
it.
them
You tripping.
every.
That's
You
not the
tripping.
same thing.
He
as
gave
Buddy
them
Ball.
everything they needed to be a dynasty.
That's
You tripping.
that
He
has.
handed them KG.
Hold on a second though. That's the same thing.
KG, Ray Allen,
That's like
and Paul Pierce.
I understand what you're saying, but that's different, Dick. Because at the end of the day, you got to put these people on the basketball court. On the basketball court.
That's different.
You trying to explain? You trying to shake up LeBron? What he been doing? Like he ain't did it. Everybody say he do it. He know he did it.
did what?
He's changed the culture of the NBA.
No, how? When Paul Pierce and them did it before him.
Because
Let's
he
move on.
made it
Let's move on.
okay to be
Not only
friends on your
that,
team.
not only that.
He said it
LeBron
himself.
James.
So then, how come they're not judged off of them bringing in KG and Ray Allen?
Because LeBron James just got done
and let Paul Pierce,
running Cleveland to the NBA final on how many times in a row? And then you like, you know what? I can't win here. I'm going to take my talent somewhere else.
He's better than Dwayne Wade.
Well, that's
He's got a better career.
Okay, we're gonna move
Well,
on.
Paul Pierce is a scrub. Not he's a
I'm
scrub.
not saying he's not a scrub. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a scrub. When it comes to LeBron James, he's a scrub.
When it comes to comparison,
When it comes to Kevin Durant, he's a scrub.
He's a Hall of Famer.
When it comes to Scottie Pippen, he's a scrub. When it comes to Tim Duncan, he's a scrub.
These are Hall of
I can
Famers.
name at least 10 power or small forwards better than him now. What was his
Probably.
position?
Small forward.
Okay, say go. Say go so I can start naming them.
Go.
Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. That's 3. Let's see. Sean Kemp. Was he power or was he small?
Sean Kemp.
Sean
Right,
Kemp.
Sean Kemp was a power forward.
Now
Okay,
you, now you just pulling stuff out
I
your
just
butt.
pulled that out my butt. Okay,
Thank you.
fine. But
Deadlift
Paul,
shrimp.
No, there's no-
Jordan could have did it with deadlift.
I'm not good.
What? LeBron couldn't have. No,
We're gonna move. We're gonna move
Paul
forward.
Pierce is not even the top 5 in his position.
Glenn
Can we-
Robinson.
Top 10.
I don't know that he was. Glenn
You
was
think he's better than
Paul.
Glenn?
Yes.
You think Paul Pierce better than Glenn Robinson?
He's a champion.
A champion because of KG.
Because he brought in.
No. He's a champion.
He's a champion because he brought them in with him. And you forgot Glenn Robinson's a champion too. Did you not know that?
Who?
Glenn Robinson.
We're gonna move on.
He's an NBA champion. You
I
know
know
that?
he is, but we're gonna move on.
He went with the Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
then.
but back to this. Let me ask Kesey
y'all
this. Let me ask Kesey this.
Y'all low down.
Kesey,
You
No
know who
good,
else-
dirty
you know,
friends.
You know who's the NBA? Also, the NBA champion.
Kesey, let me ask you this.
Robert Horry had a better career than him.
7 titles. Let me ask you this.
And
And I need you to answer this objectively. No, because you need to answer it too.
I'm listening.
Is Michael Jordan more feared than LeBron James? Yes or no? Let's answer the question.
Is he feared more?
Is Michael Jordan feared more than LeBron James?
I can't answer that question because I don't
Wow.
know.
Yes.
He is. Okay.
That's
Thank
a lot of he say, she say.
Okay.
Who else gonna say it?
Okay.
It ain't cheerleaders saying
I'm
it.
not. I'm not asking for another debate because we've done that for 30 minutes already,
That's what we do here.
and I appreciate it.
I know you do.
I appreciate it. It makes the show good. It makes for good content. But you also have to understand, listeners in basketball land, it is okay to have an objective point of view of players you love and players you don't like. Because I talked to people last week about our whole Dame Lillard broadcast. One day I would let me finish.
Right.
that.
We get it.
No,
You
no,
said
no.
you was
Stop
right.
it.
Is that what
Stop
you want to hear?
No,
Go ahead.
I would love.
We know you Jordan fans are very objective when it comes to Jordan. So that's how that goes. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And us LeBron James fans are very objective about LeBron James. So
You're very.
we're
objective.
gonna leave it at that and let's move on.
I would love for us one day, and this is long-term thinking, to have a 94 feet before a live studio audience and allow people to respond to some of the things we say, just to see how many people out there actually agree with the hot takes that we do or disagree. I was talking to some people about our Dame thing last week, and a lot of people agreed that I'm a little critical on Dame, but they also agreed that he is not a generational player. And so what's interesting in this the whole discussion about LeBron and Michael, most of the people that are asking these questions didn't even see Michael play, right?
They did.
Barely. They seen tapes. They seen the Wizards version of Michael Jordan, right? A lot of these players are way younger than us that's playing right now. Like you ask Anthony Edwards, who's better between Mike and Kobe, he ain't never seen Michael play a live game. All he knows is Air Jordans and highlights. The reason I say all that is to say Mario Chalmers knows better. He should not be in the business of comparing a guy that helped you win titles just because you were a little salty.
So just because I was on this team that helped. By the way, I think Mario Chalmers never feared LeBron James, whether they were teammates or not. But are you saying just because we were on the same team for a brief moment of time, I should defend you on every single aspect?
It's not even defense.
I shouldn't have no opinion.
If you listen to his comments, bro, he sounded like a bitter ex.
And then who does Draymond and Tristan Thompson sound like?
some side chicks.
Thank you.
But hold on.
They
hold on.
might will be waving the
But
LeBron
my
James
thing-
flag every time they talk.
But my
But
thing
continue.
is though, if you
No,
don't,
you stupid.
if you haven't realized, a lot of players that played with LeBron James that careers went down are upset with LeBron James, and you know why that is?
Yeah, because he can't get them on teams.
Exactly. So what do you think Chalmers? Because Chalmers still think he can play in the league right now.
He
He
did.
probably still think he can guard John Morant.
He said he was open when Ray Allen shot that three. He was.
He wouldn't have made it.
I know he wouldn't have, but he said he Mario Chalmers is a very arrogant person who's been to the league.
So that's why he says the comments he says. Of
So
course
that's
he
why
knows.
I don't think
It's players like him that will say, "I don't fear LeBron James. I don't." He would probably say, "I would have never feared Michael Jordan."
But this my
Chalmers is the type of person who would say that.
So that's my question for you, because we can go the other route with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. This man right here to my left. Oh, Scottie Pippen's a hater. Oh, Scottie Pippen's this.
Is he
Oh,
not? Is he not?
or is he speaking from his point of view? Huh? What? What'd you say?
But Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer. He
Here's
can
why-
say, he can comment.
Here's why Scotty. Here's why his bitterness.
Chalmers can't.
This is why
He's not a Hall of Famer.
This is why Scotty's bitterness is even more profound now.
Why?
Because he started getting bitter after what? We found out that Jordan's son was
Nah,
going
it
in
was
his
before
mouth.
then. It was way before that.
that happened.
That was before then.
And he knew something was
Larissa
popping.
Pippen, she was with some other people before she got with Jordan.
And Scotty took it out on Mike.
If I was Jordan, I would be mad at my son because
I wouldn't be mad at us. I'd be mad at
you
it.
taking some community booty.
Well,
That
But that's all celebrities. That's all
that's all they
Hollywood
do.
is.
Because that booty been passed around to everybody.
So it's Kim Kardashian and old boy married her. Kanye, where you at, Kanye?
all right, we're gonna move on.
You know what I'm
'cause
saying?
Not with her no
we're,
more.
we're gonna move
That's what
on.
I'm saying. But everybody their mama was though.
Can we move on,
Amber
please?
Rose the same way.
All right, can we move on? Because now we're just talking about other stuff that doesn't
Hey.
matter.
It does matter.
It's real. It's
Doesn't
relevant
matter.
to what we're
It
talking
does.
about.
You sure?
What is our slogan?
You agree with this? Probably not.
Peace. No, we still got some time.
Anyways, the NBA has recently demoted referee Ben Taylor in his assignments. Taylor, who was called out by
Wait. I'm sorry. Before you go on, I have to just finish this because someone texted me and said you can't just say stop and then go. Players better than Paul Pierce, and I'll be done. No, let me finish. It'll be quick. LeBron James, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, Julius Erving, Elgin Baylor, Scottie Pippen, Kawhi Leonard. I wouldn't quite say Rick Barry, Dominique Wilkins, James Worthy.
James Worthy played power forward.
I'm just giving you forwards better than Paul Pierce.
There's a lot of
I'm just giving you forwards better than him.
Go ahead.
So and I'm going back to what Kesey says. What Paul Pierce has to say, it doesn't matter because everybody knows he's a certified hater.
I don't
Everybody knows he's a certified hater.
some stuff.
He hates LeBron so hard and you gotta admit that. For everything, he has a comment for LeBron.
I think Paul Pierce was in a position where he had to say, well, like a lot of times on these sports commentators, they have to say something crazy so they can get a reaction.
Well, let me
And he
ask you-
said something crazy because now he says LeBron James beat the scoring record. He's one of the greatest players ever to ever play
He
this
called
game.
him a goat.
Now he says that.
Okay.
And so I think was one of those things where like people got to say crazy stuff just to get attention.
But
Yeah,
he
so-
is better than Paul
Let-
George.
let me ask you a question though.
He is better than Glenn Robinson.
I don't know about Glenn. I can give him Paul. I like the big dog Yank. I just couldn't get over it. The big dog Yank was just cash money. If you
He
didn't foul
did
him.
have Big Dog
Cash.
did have
cash money if you didn't foul him.
Big
3
Dog
5
did
years,
have the
that's
it.
best mid.
5 years. That's it.
Huh?
Who?
He
what?
left Milwaukee and that was it.
No, he didn't.
Glenn.
He played for the Spurs and everything.
Really?
Glenn Robinson had the best mid-range jump
Do
shot.
you think he's better than Jimmy Butler?
Who?
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Paul Pierce.
He's
over
better than
Jimmy.
Chris Middleton.
I'm gonna take Chris Middleton over Paul Pierce. Not by much.
Would you?
Well, I'll
They-
tell you what.
Chris Middleton or Paul Pierce?
No, I'll take Paul Pierce.
No, I'll take Paul Pierce too.
Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique.
Paul Pierce.
What?
Take
What?
Paul Pierce. Y'all acting like he wasn't a big contributor to this championship.
Grant Hill.
Paul Pierce.
Oh, Grant Hill.
Longer career, healthier. Paul Pierce.
Grant Hill.
Vince Carter.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
Over Vince Carter?
Yeah.
Paul Pierce. All he was a explosive dunker.
Okay, can we come
I'm
on
just
in?
trying to see. I'm asking about Tracy McGrady.
Tracy.
Tracy.
Tracy didn't even have a long good career as
he didn't, but he was
some of the other
he
ones.
was a better player than Paul Pierce.
Richard Jefferson. He's an NBA champion too.
He's a great commentator, by the way. He is freaking hilarious. He is freaking hilarious. Go ahead, Zeke. Take us in.
You don't care.
Mm-mm.
Why?
What?
Why?
Take us in.
What do you mean? Why? All right, let's move on. So, Ben Taylor has been demoted in his assignments. He was the referee who was called out by Fred VanVleet in the post game press conference rant, which cost him about $35,000. He has been moved out of crew chief role out of the last 4 out of 5 games. Trey Young says referees should be held more accountable with fines and suspensions, just like us. They shouldn't get we missed it passes. What are you guys' thoughts on the recent referees?
I agree. They got to be held accountable because they missed some calls that are game changers. And how are they going to start calling things fair all the way across the border unless they held accountable? Hold them accountable. That's my favorite line. Hold them accountable.
I kind of agree with this, but I think it would get out of hand. I think one of the things about referees is that we don't take into account is that they're human.
Wait, what?
No, I mean, as far as like they're human, like they can't make mistakes. So like when you talk about fining them, suspending them, and stuff like that, it's one of those things where it can get out of hand. Like because it ain't like it's one of those things where like it as bad as this call is. Y'all remember when they played at Orlando? What was that? The COVID, the bubble. The refereeing was terrible. One of the things with the refereeing was terrible because
because they wanted Brown to win it.
They had to bring in like referees from like because referees getting COVID, so they had to bring in like substitute referees or whatever. I forgot the word and what the verbiage of them, but they had to bring in these different referees, and the refereeing was terrible. So I don't know if you could be like, hey, you made a bad call that cost us the game, suspended.
Train more referees.
And
have a group of substitute referees that are waiting around, just like there's substitute teachers.
Yeah, but those substitute teachers aren't good. That's different.
I'm just saying, in that style, like where you got somebody that's a substitute and on hand every week.
Mm-hmm.
Referees miss a lot of calls, and there's no consequence for it.
So,
they make some very questionable calls. You've looked at some call and be like, man, that is very questionable.
Okay, let me ask this question, Dale. Are you talking about throughout the game, or are you talking about pivotal parts of the game? Because I will say, so Trey Young probably made this comment because he threw the ball at the ref and the ref kicked him out. He felt, the ref probably felt it was disrespectful. You ain't finna just throw the ball at me like that, and he probably threw him out. Some of these players be saying crazy stuff to the refs, and they don't get tossed, or they get tossed. I think nowadays it's a combination of two things. Number one, players being a little sensitive. Number two, referees taking their power to another level. Like, I have the power to kick you out this game, throw a foul at you, whatever case may be. So if you say something, I know you seen that call. You know what? Take him up. You ain't gonna be calling me out my name and do whatever.
But Jordan and them been doing it for years.
That's my point, though.
Oakley was.
That's my point. That's my point.
Go there with Oak.
that's my point. Like, even Rasheed Wallace was talking crazy to the referee. That's my point. My point is, it would, like, the referee would let a lot of stuff slide, and then if you still talking crazy in the fourth quarter and it's already been 30 minutes and you talking crazy, yeah, I'm gonna call a tech on you because you keep calling me out my name, you keep calling me as mother and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna call a tech on you. Now I think referees are like, first yelling at somebody, or you yell at and one, it's a technical foul or something like that. Some of this stuff I get out of hand. I wish we had a referee here with us, but we don't. But it's one of those things where, like, I just feel like it can get out of hand if that were the route they would go.
Some of the refs nowadays are very sensitive. They say players are sensitive, but there's some referees who are very sensitive.
But to be fair, the referees are always the enemy. We go to Bucks games often, and people are chanting "refs, you suck" on right calls, right? And you go to some of the crazier arenas like Philly and New York, and they're chanting vulgar remarks. You can't kick out the whole crowd for chanting "F you refs, F you refs." Referees do have a hard job in the NBA, and some of these NBA players do take it a little too far, right? To call another man a Mitch, drop the M and add the B, it's disrespectful. No matter how angry you are, that is going to trigger a reaction out of anybody. Now,
but players get thrown out of games for saying that's a weak ass call.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to get to Zeke's point, or I agree, there should be some fines, but it shouldn't be at the level of NBA players because refs don't make what NBA players make. 35,000 is a drop in a bucket for Van Vliet. Was he right? He was 100% correct. And he got that referee demoted because some of these calls changed the outcomes of the game. Some of these calls, it should have been a title. I mean, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. That call that the ref made changed the game.
That's different. Real quick. So NBA referees, they make between $180,000 to $550,000 a year.
There are businessmen in Milwaukee that make that kind of money.
Yes, I get that. So that's why I'm more of the leaning towards no, just because it can get out of hand.
It can get out of hand, but it doesn't have to. You can have like today, 94 Feet Nation. We started a fine fee right here on our podcast. Mm-hmm. If you're the last one beyond 425, we each said you pay each person $430. You pay each person $5. Mm-hmm. We started fine because we're not trying to break the bank, right?
We're trying to do
we're trying to create a culture of being on time
and accountability.
And accountability, same thing.
Right?
It's the same thing, right? So the NBA can create a culture of accountability. I remember watching the Temptations movie, right? The Motown culture had an accountability of fines back in the day if you were late to a session. So we're not saying that the NBA needs to fine if Markieff Davis is a referee and he got the wrong call, $35,000. Well, here's a $500 fine. Here's a $250 fine. Here's a $1,000 fine. The calls that they make, it changes the game sometimes. And unfortunately, you have referees like Scott Foster who have made this game about them. Right? People, Joey Crawford. Do you remember Joey Crawford? Mm-hmm. People were more interested in seeing the antics that Joey Crawford was going to do than they were the players. You don't have to find them big money, but you do need to have something in place to say, you know what, Isaiah, if you get more than 2 missed calls, you're suspended of 2 games. Because it's still a lot of money to work 9 months.
That's still a lot of money.
But 180,000. Think about it.
What?
180,000.
6 figures
to deal with what they deal with, the refs, right?
Yeah.
A teacher make a measly $47,000.
I do it.
A teacher make a measly $47,000 a year to start.
Backhand the kid.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
And a kid cusses them out all day long.
Backhand him. Open hand.
So then you want him to go to jail.
What's wrong with it? That's not the appropriate time to play that.
Yeah, right.
Backhand him. Open hand.
Okay, says the one who's in
exactly. I know the law. It'll get you a fine. Won't get you arrested, but it'll get you a fine.
No, it'll get you arrested.
It'll get you a fine.
No.
Bet. Open hand.
Bet.
Open hand.
Because the way
on the judge.
The way Fox 6 is going to investigate it.
Depending on the judge.
They're going to give you the highest.
Depending on the judge.
No.
Open hand.
Come on, man.
Come with your record.
Be realistic.
I want you to come with receipts, but open hand.
Teachers get cussed out all day for $47,000 a year. You make $180,000 a year.
So you deserve to get cussed out?
And you get to watch one of the greatest games of ever.
So you supposed to get cussed out?
No one.
I'm not saying you should get cussed out, but I'm just saying.
You got to chuck it up.
You can still be held accountable for your mistakes too.
Okay. No one should be abused. No one should be abused in their job ever, right?
Yeah.
Which is why
this is an emotional game, though.
It is, but it bothers me when I go out and see, especially my people, being abused by people trying to do their customer service job. Like, have some respect for people, obviously.
Let's not get crazy.
But we also know
I asked for extra cheese, and I deserve extra cheese.
we also know that
I say without onions, and I mean without onions. If you can't get that right, mother. All right, go ahead.
Don't dine out as much. We also know that in this world of basketball, there's a different level of expectations for everybody. The referees, the owners. Me and Keith were at a game. I don't think you were there with us.
I probably wasn't on y'all do.
Me and Keith were at a game, and these were some of my better seats. We were near courtside.
I definitely wasn't there.
Do you remember this? The people on our row were talking trash to, I think it was Drew Gooden or whoever was on the
Well, that's
team.
different.
Drew Gooden ain't played in 22 years.
So it may not have been Kesey, but the point is,
Drew Gooden?
I know what you're talking about. It was me and him.
it was you and I. Remember that? It was you and I. We were courtside, and it was Drew Gooden, Jennings, and a couple other players. And Drew Gooden got so upset because the fans were deflated because the Bucks sucked. And Drew Gooden turned around and said, "Dang, cheer, stand up, do something." And the fans in our row took offense to it, and they started what is it called?
Taunting.
Taunting. Thank you, Drew Gooden. Do you know what happened seconds later?
They got kicked out.
They got kicked out.
Yeah.
The security came up to them and said,
That's
"This
different.
is your warning." No,
How's it done different?
I'm getting to my point.
Okay.
Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point. And some of these players, like LeBron is 6'10", 6'11", 285 muscle,
6'8", 6'9".
running up against a 5'8", 5'9" ref. What? There's some fear. See what I did there? For some of these refs running up against some of these players.
I see what you did there, and that's totally different.
So
LeBron would never do that because he's not feared.
So tossing a player out shouldn't have. These referees literally run to the locker room after games sometimes because they don't want to get harassed by players and fans. But I also agree there should be a level of accountability for mistakes.
Okay, let me ask you
No.
Go ahead.
If you let an offender off the hook because you know what, you've been coming to all your stuff, and they go out and offend, is there going to be consequences for you?
They offended.
There might be some consequences.
There's never consequences for me unless I do not record, take into, if I don't establish a pattern of what his activities have been.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying. But if you establish his pattern of activities of negative behavior, and you still say, you know what, I'm gonna let you off.
There'll be some questions.
There's some questions. Kesey's an educator. If Kesey
backhand a kid,
he's going to jail.
Wow.
No, he's going to jail unless that kid hit him first, which is still there should be some boundaries.
Exactly.
There should be some boundaries. Me as an executive, if I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing, there's gonna be questions.
Like getting down with somebody's mama.
There's going to be questions.
Exactly.
So anyway, there's going to be some questions. So people,
that's what that's the part he don't understand though.
So these
I do understand that.
You don't.
I do understand that.
These refs, you just brush it away.
No, I ain't brush it away because if you getting down with somebody's mama, you need to be fired.
What? Back to what you were saying now.
Go ahead. What you saying, Andre?
For the record,
brother,
I am. These are all jokes, people.
These are all jokes.
These are all jokes.
These are all jokes.
These are all jokes.
But hit dogs holla.
Dog, shut up, man. You gonna see, dog.
All right, go ahead.
So the point is with these referees, they're judging championship games. They change. We all know here. They've dictated the outcome of too many important games with bad calls. In fact, because y'all claim I'm on the Warriors bandwagon, the Golden State Warriors Dallas game that just happened. Dallas should have won that game because of bad calls from the ref. They should have won that game.
They should have.
And if the NBA could come in and say that was a bad call, they can't change. Mark Cuban is petitioning for them to change the game. And it won't happen.
It won't happen.
But that ref should be fine. Because now, because of that game, granted, Dallas sucks, but now Dallas is now several games away
Well,
from playing.
that's kind of on them. They just lost to Charlotte. But my thing about that is my thing about that is that when you talk about that type of stuff, and we just talked about how compared to everybody else, the referees are probably making the least amount of money. So with that being said, in that world, in our world, it's a lot of money because it's 6 figures. But in their world, that's not a lot of money. So my
For
thing,
referees, it is because not
No, it's
all
not.
of them make all that.
yeah, I said 180 between 180 and 550.
We don't know what their lives are. So
That's the average.
Here's the thing that before you finish, you have to remember, man, a lot of these players, and if you've never made big money, you really can't comment on that. And that's not shots to anybody. 500,000 after taxes is only about 250, maybe 300. And a lot of these celebrities,
You would know.
a lot. No, I wouldn't. Chill out. What did you own, bro? A lot. This dude. A lot of these celebrities and refs, they're taking on families with them checks, right? They're taking on everybody with them checks. But when you're in an industry where accountability is such, why that's you know what? Let me just say this. That's discrimination.
So let me ask you a question.
That's discrimination.
What is it? What does that look like? Because I'm against it,
That's
y'all with it. What is that? What does finding a referee look like?
Max 1,000, minimum 250. Because they don't make that.
Are you saying per call or per game?
Per game. Because the NBA players is per game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if Fred VanVleet gets up and says the refereeing was terrible, he could be PG and he's still gonna get hit with $35K.
Yeah.
So if the NBA has bad calls that change the concept of the game, then you fine them. You don't change them for regular. Okay, if y'all can see us on YouTube, I'm hand checking Zeke right now, and Kesey call a foul. You don't fine them for nothing like that, right? But if you have game altering calls, you need to get fined, especially when the NBA comes back and says Kesey made the wrong call.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
I can get that.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Kesey.
I agree.
All right,
I agree.
Okay.
They I don't know about 1,000. That's a lot for NBA ref.
Even 6 figures.
I would say probably 100 to 500.
This ain't high school. This is NBA. They're making 6 figures.
A high 6 figures.
But think they're doing 3 or 4 games a week.
What that mean?
And if they get that twice a week,
do your job better. Do your job better. Because most of us, if we screw it up 3 or 4 times a week, especially if you work for me, you be out the door.
Hear that? If you work for Dre,
don't
you
work
screw
for him,
up.
guys.
If you work for Dre, you screw up. You're out the door. He's not gonna hesitate.
There's
He's
no
not
second
gonna think about it.
chances.
He's not gonna think about it.
That's a lie.
He doesn't care about your
That's a
family.
lie.
He's gonna walk you out the
That's
door.
a lie. I've worked with many people.
Security will
Jokes.
meet you
But
there at the
seriously,
door.
Let's be honest. If any of us screw it up as often as some of these refs,
That's true.
we be out the door.
If certain stuff, I will give you that.
because
No.
you know,
Certain stuff,
Teacher shortage.
I would fire you.
I'm not
but
even gonna
I ain't
go
got
there.
nobody in the.
Teacher shortage.
I would fire you, but I ain't got nobody to
Officer
replace you.
shortage.
That's
So
true.
you're right.
But
So we become a society that deals with mediocrity.
I get it.
America, I feel bad for our future.
So
Except the teens. Let's
so
go.
so there is belief around the league amongst the commentators that the Los Angeles Lakers have a legit shot of not only making the playoffs, not only the play-in, the playoffs, and beating a number 1 seed as the Denver Nuggets or the Memphis Grizzlies.
They beat up on our Bucks last night.
The Denver Nuggets did, but they're number
Yeah,
1
no.
seed though. So that's another. But what do you guys think about the state of the Los Angeles Lakers, especially with LeBron coming back? Well, I'm gonna swing this towards Kesey because you know he be watching these games because he's not a Lakers fan because he's a LeBron fan.
you said what happened now? What about me?
I said you're
He got offensive.
you're not a Lakers fan, but you're a LeBron fan, so you watch these games. So I'm asking you, how do you?
Yeah, no, he a Laker.
Have you ever seen me wear a Lakers hat?
I've never seen him wear a Golden State hat, but I know he's a Golden State fan.
I'm a Steph fan. I'm
See-
not a Golden State fan.
See how he covered that up?
Have you ever seen me cheer for Golden State ever?
Yeah.
No,
According,
you have not.
Yeah.
according to
When?
our IG page,
When?
we're big Golden
Last
State
year?
fans.
No, that's because I want to bet. That's because I want to bet that somebody didn't pay. Okay.
Who?
Yeah, you.
You're talking about you.
No, I'm talking about you.
Me?
Yes.
What bet?
We had a bet.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Pull it up.
We never had a bet.
Pull it up.
We had a bet this year, but you reneged.
I did not renege on the bet. I stopped the bet before it even got any further because you started changing up the stipulations.
He tried to politic it.
What is mother? Soon as I shook on the bet, he said, "Well, you're gonna have to do this now and do this and do that and do that." Like, that ain't what we shook. That is not what we shook up on.
I said the Bucks and Golden State in the finals, and you shook, and you said
And
you
then
got mad because you didn't want to just go one team only. You just wanted to say Golden State to the finals.
you
You didn't want to
started
bet on Bucks.
You started changing the stipulations, bro. Come on, man.
Okay.
Let's be real.
So
Let's
to
be
answer your
100.
question, and then Kesey can jump in since he's clearly not prepared. I do not fear. I do not fear the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs. I do not. Seeing the Denver Nuggets last night beat our Bucks by almost 30 was concerning to me, but I don't fear them either. I don't fear Denver at all in the playoffs, but I don't think the Lakers are the team that can knock them off. I
am not worried about the Denver Nuggets in that win last night. Only reason why is it's difficult when you're coming off the road, like the Bucks have just come off of, and to go in that altitude and be able to play is very difficult. And everybody knows that that plays in the NBA. The altitude where Denver plays changes, and you have to have a whole different type of breathing technique in order to play in that environment. And if you're not used to playing in that environment on the regular, you're not going to be ready for that game. And the Bucks came in not ready. They looked at winded and defeated after the first quarter.
Yeah, but they were up at the second. But back to the Lakers. We're talking about the Lakers. I feel you. Can you be objective in this one, please?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
If you gotta face the Lakers, I would be somewhat worried. I said to be honest with you, right? And let me give you
I'm not gonna get. You know what?
and let me give you my reason why.
With a hobbled LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I'm saying a healthy LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Let me give you a reason why. I mean, they've done a 360 from what they were playing.
180. I'm sorry.
It's the 360. It's complete turnaround.
Dude,
I would say
they're winning.
Complete turnaround.
They're
That's
winning.
why I said 180.
I'm saying, look at it like this. They're winning.
No, he tried to correct.
They're
you.
winning.
No, I didn't.
He tried to correct
No, I didn't. I literally said 180 because the Lakers have done a complete turnaround. I'm sorry, Keith. He's taking me there. Go ahead.
He
bro.
tried it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet.
He tried you.
I'm gonna be quiet.
My thing is,
I did not.
the Lakers are winning games that they should have been winning in the first part of the season,
Agreed.
and it's showing. And
They
if
lost today to the Chicago Bulls. But go ahead.
DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine is on the streak right now. You forgot they both just had one had 49 and the other one had 41.
All I know is Pat Beverly said they finna come to Chicago and lose, and that's what happened.
And the Bulls are ranked number 10, by the way.
Continue.
Play-in tournament. And Pat Bev talking.
He just want the Lakers not to make the playoffs. He ain't saying about his team.
He's hurt like Mario Chalmers.
They're still number 8. And like I said,
number 9.
Either way it go, facing LeBron in the playoffs, you're facing a different monster always.
Mm-hmm.
So they can be dangerous if LeBron James goes in a mode, and they can beat you in a series.
Yeah.
They may not beat you 2 series, but he can beat you a series right now.
Let's say they're 8 seed. You talking? Or do you feel like they can beat a number 1 seed like Denver?
Hold up. Before you ask that question, do you think they can beat any of these teams that they would have to face and play in? Because playing is 6-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to play the Warriors
as of right now. But yeah, continue.
Or the Pelicans, who are on a streak lately.
Hold on, real quick. They have the tiebreaker against the Warriors, by the way.
With the Lakers.
The Lakers do.
Mm-hmm. That means it's a home game. And the Thunder. Do you believe the Lakers can beat any of those teams? Now, let's remember.
They can beat the Pelicans. They can beat the Timberwolves. They can beat the Thunder. They can beat the Mavericks. They can beat the Jazz.
Can they beat the Warriors?
Yes.
They can beat the Warriors, too.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis go healthy, I don't want to play them.
I would agree with that.
If LeBron James and Anthony Davis is healthy like they are right now, I wouldn't want to play them in the first round.
And let's not forget Russell too, if he's fully.
But I haven't even made it to that far because you haven't even made it to Russell. D'Angelo Russell. He's a stud. I like Russell. I like his savvy left hand.
He can't stay healthy, but yeah, go ahead. I get it.
If you get a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD,
a healthy Lakers, you saying they the rest? I ain't gonna say the rest. I'll say it. The rest of the Western Conference is in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not
because Anthony Davis can be a superstar.
That's the thing. You know what's funny about that, Kesey? Like with the playing tournament is one game. With a series, you gotta win 4. I don't know if I believe in the Lakers to win 4.
If they're healthy, I can.
Even if they're healthy.
If they're healthy, I can.
Even if they're healthy, I don't believe they can win 4.
If they're healthy, I can see a playoff LeBron winning a series. A series, yeah. With a healthy AD alongside, you might even get a second round win. I don't see him winning a championship, though.
You don't see him winning a championship. What about Western Conference Finals?
I don't know if they'll make it that far.
So, but
it's a possibility.
You're saying first round for sure, though.
They can win first round.
But they're gonna be eighth. They're gonna be 8th or 7th seed. So you saying they can beat Denver? They can beat Memphis?
No, they can't.
They can get 7th seed right now if they want.
I'm saying if they get 8th,
they can
7th place is the Grizzlies. 8th place is Denver.
But you got to remember, Sacramento is only a game behind, so it's either Sacramento, Denver, or Memphis. It can be either one of them.
It could be.
So there's only about 8 games left in the season. The season concludes on April the 9th. So literally less than
2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks. So the Lakers need to, first of all, they need to win out, right? What's the Lakers' remaining schedule? Pull it up, please. They need to win out. Because if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, and is it even possible?
So the Lakers
hold on, Kesey.
You said to tell you the schedule.
I am, but I just wanted to say this comment before you read the schedule. Okay. It leads up. Jeez, sorry, God. Jeez, Louise.
I'm looking at it. It's
so
we'll go ahead.
The Lakers, if I'm the Lakers, I want to win out to get to the number 5 to avoid playing.
Number 6.
6 is not playing?
Yep.
6.
Okay, I want to get to number 6 to avoid playing.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers are 37 and 38, and the Warriors are 39 and 36. So there's an opportunity.
That's what the tiebreaker comes. That's when the tiebreaker comes in.
Because the Warriors can't win on the road. We've already established that. What's remaining in the Lakers schedule?
So the Lakers play the Bulls on Wednesday.
They lost today. What was the score today?
They lost by
118, 108.
They won't lose.
LeBron came off the bench. That won't happen again.
They won't lose the next one, I don't think.
Yep.
They got the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, who's out.
A hobbled Timberwolves.
They're going to win that game.
Yep.
They got the Rockets.
They might lose that game.
They got the Jazz.
They're going to win that game because they hurt.
They got the Clippers.
They're going to lose that game.
I don't know because I think
PG not playing. They'll win that game.
Is going to be out for a while.
They might win that game.
He'll be out to the playoffs at least.
Yeah, and Kawhi is out too, so that's potential.
But he's day to day, but they'll probably win that game, and then they'll lose their season finale.
Then you got the Phoenix Suns.
They'll lose that game.
They just beat the Phoenix Suns.
I know they did, but they'll lose that.
Without LeBron.
KD will be back by then. When is
KD won't be back by then.
April 7th.
They won't win it.
They said KD is starting warm-ups this week.
I know.
Then you got the Jazz.
They'll probably lose that game.
Season finale is against the Jazz.
So they have 7 games left. If I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, in these 7 games, you need to go 5-2. You need to win at least 5. Because
if I'm the Lakers, I want to go 6-1.
Because you don't.
Because then you can almost guarantee yourself 6,
5 or 6. And because you need to rest LeBron and AD. You don't want them playing in. Hear me out. You don't want them playing in, not rest them for the season. I'm saying rest for playing. Because remember, playing, you get a 1-day break in between. And you start that following Sunday.
It starts, the season ends on the 9th. Playing starts the 11th.
The 11th through the 14th.
Yep.
And then the playoffs start
that's
the 16th.
Sunday. Yeah, 16th.
The 16th.
So I hear
Lakers don't need to play in the play-in. They need to rest and get that 5th for 6th. If I'm a Laker fan or if I'm LeBron, we are not playing for play-in. We are playing for playoffs.
I'm playing my best guys. Like I'm going to Anthony Davis. I'm going to LeBron. Prepare to put in 30 minutes or more.
They can almost make it to the 4th seed if Phoenix keep losing the way they losing.
That's a stretch.
They only got 2 more wins.
The only reason the Lakers are in this position is because Dallas starting to lose. That's the only reason they're in this position.
What is?
Because Dallas is losing.
That's true. So how, a lot can happen.
You know what happened?
It's not Dallas's fault. The reason they in this position is the Lakers putting in the work to get a little bit better and
Right.
made a good deal that actually got them better. Because actually they were losing.
Suck yesterday, they suck again.
Chill out,
today.
bro. They don't all the way suck. That's report. Remember?
You know what? That's why the media destroys
Oh boy.
impressions on players and teams
Why?
because of people like you.
Because people like me. Because they suck today and they suck tomorrow.
They
What's that my
don't.
fault?
They don't suck because then you might as well say the Clippers suck, the Warriors suck, the Pelicans suck,
Mhm.
because everybody in the same boat right now.
They all do. Listen,
It's the Wild Wild West. What you mean?
The Western Conference will be decided by 3 teams. The Nuggets. What's today? This is March the 26th.
Yes, it is, sir.
Come back to this episode. The Western Conference will be decided by one of these 3 teams.
Are you talking about the whole thing?
Whole conference. The Clippers,
No,
the Warriors,
no.
or the Suns. Those will be one of the final teams standing. I guarantee.
Say it again, because I want you.
Suns-
So when you're wrong, I play this clip over again.
The
please.
Suns, the Clippers, or the Warriors will be one of the teams to make it out of the Western Conference.
You couldn't help yourself, could you? You couldn't help yourself.
What?
The Warriors can't win on the road, but you want them to be considered one of those teams.
Like my
The
brother
Lakers
Kesey,
have a better shot of doing that than the Warriors
You
do.
want to take that bet?
You know what? I do.
Like my brother Kesey, the Golden State Warriors
Here we
are
go.
a different ball club
Here we go.
in the playoffs.
It depends on who they play.
Are they not?
It depends on who they play.
In fact, I want Golden State to play Memphis to shut them up all the way.
I really do. So they
Okay.
can go to Memphis,
Okay.
have home court advantage, and lose.
The Western Conference is wide open. If the Lakers have the momentum of not going into play-in, you don't want to play them. I don't fear the Denver Nuggets. I don't buy it, right? I'm not buying that they're that great.
I don't fear the Kings either.
The
I don't
Kings are
fear-
inexperienced, so I would agree with that.
I don't fear Memphis either.
If I'm the Lakers,
Are you? So do you agree with what he just said? What do you say? Phoenix, Golden State, and who?
I don't fear anybody one
the
through.
Clippers.
I
And
don't
the
fear.
Clippers.
I don't fear anybody in the West 1 through 11.
Oh well, I'm talking. You talking about as a Bucks fan?
I'm saying in general, like as far as if I'm in the West, I'm not worried about playing anybody right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's
It
no
only do
dominant.
that.
There's no
No.
dominant team.
Yeah,
Who's the team to beat in the West? You got to pick one.
there's no team that consider that because Denver's been in this same position for what the last 4 years.
I tell you
Oh,
what,
they've been there
I
twice.
cannot wait until our
Playoff.
April 16th episode because we should have a clear. Well, that's when the playoffs start. We'll have a clear picture of the playoffs and how things match up. We all know that the NBA is a matchup thing. It's about matchups
It's about matchup.
because the Lakers will go in and probably destroy the Kings.
I don't think
if
so.
it's 3-6,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
3-6.
I'm gonna take your what you just said.
or 2-7.
I'm looking at. I'm
See,
looking
I
at.
don't. If I'm the Lakers, I don't. My bad. If I'm the Lakers, I'd rather play the Kings than the Grizzlies.
You playing this?
I'd rather play the Kings than the
I'd rather play the
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies than the Kings because the Kings are organized. They have shooters. They are from top to bottom. They're a good, solid
They're
team.
young.
They're young.
And
though.
they're-
No,
playoff-
no, they're young, but they have veterans. Memphis needs a veteran.
What veterans do they have in Sacramento?
Sabonis,
He's not a veteran.
he's a veteran.
He's
a
young.
veteran.
He's young.
How old is he?
He's
he's-
not a seasoned veteran.
He is a seasoned veteran. He's just not a good. He doesn't have a lot of
Does he-
spotlight on
does he
him
get- does he
because
have
the
playoff
places he's been,
He got
does.
playoff experience.
He does.
Yeah, he got
played in the playoffs with Indiana.
like once or twice.
Yeah.
That's my point, though. But he's solid to get you that 15 and 15. He's solid to get you that 25 and 15. He's solid to get you that.
He is.
You
a
got
great player.
Darren. You got De'Aaron Fox.
Who is balling most.
You
improved
got-
player, in my opinion.
You got a nice 3-and-D guy at what was his name? I forgot his name. They played together in Kentucky. I forgot his name. I can't think of his name right now.
Harrison Barnes.
Barnes, is it Barnes?
You got De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Kevin Hunter, Harrison Barnes, Malik Monk, Davion
Malik
Mitchell.
Monk. Malik
you got
Monk.
Dellavedova.
They had him in LA.
I know.
You got
Y'all
Terrence
threw
Davis.
him away.
You couldn't
He-
find him in the playoffs.
No, y'all threw him
You
away.
couldn't find him in the playoffs.
Y'all threw him away.
You couldn't find him in the playoffs. He was
I
getting chewed up.
swear. I swear. Y'all.
Well, I'm happy for the sack. So here's one of the things I'll say, man. I'm happy for the Kings. I'm happy for the NBA because we're gonna see some different stuff for a change. We're
But
gonna see teams who haven't been in it in a while, and I'm excited for that because there's no guarantee. There's not, and we love our Bucks. I got the Bucks winning it all, but there's no guarantees in either conference this year.
it is.
Chill out, man. We need to be modest, man.
I said no.
We need to be
There's
modest.
no need to be modest.
Listen,
We need to be modest.
I don't see
bro.
nobody in. I don't see nobody in the East beating the
Bucks
Bucks.
is some studs.
Listen, man, Bucks.
see-
We
we-
trying to lock in.
You
Home
talking
court
about
advantage.
you talking about a 7-game series? I don't see nobody across the league that can beat the Bucks.
I
In
agree.
7 games?
The Bucks have played 75 games. They have what is that? 75. They have 7 games left, and the Bucks schedule is a little beastie.
They got 74 games and it's 82. So
They're
they got
53 and 2. You're right. So there's 8 games left. They have a beastie schedule. Have you
Yeah.
seen their schedule?
Yeah.
The Bucks have a beastie schedule coming up. The
Yeah.
Bucks have the Sixers. They have Boston.
do
They
the Sixers
have
and the Bucks.
So listen, this is how they'll start. Detroit win.
win.
Pacers win.
Wait a minute. Pacers destroyed us.
That was a once in a lifetime
I
experience.
hope you're right.
Celtics, that can go
Questionable.
in the air. Sixers, that's
Up in the
Questionable.
air.
Wizards will kick their butt. Bulls will kick their butt. I want Memphis. And the Raptors always is up in the air because they got our matchup with us.
Oh, that's on Easter Sunday, but that's away. So the last Bucks home game is against the Grizzlies.
It's
Uh,
the 76ers.
It's against the Grizzlies on
Oh, Boston. It's
Friday,
Boston.
April 7th. Friday, April 7th. It's against the Grizzlies. That's final home game. If I'm the Bucks,
Are we going?
that's the day I get back, man. So I don't have any more tickets for the rest
Come on,
of the
they
season.
playing the Celtics at home.
We set the final home game for
The final
home game
Bucks
is
Memphis.
is
Y'all
the
wanna go?
Grizzlies.
Y'all want
I
to do
mean,
the final
let's
home
pull
game?
it off, man.
We'll
Well, we
see
got to
what
record at 6 o'clock.
We'll see what happens.
We got to record that day, so we'll be
Uh-huh.
recording while they're playing, unless we can
No.
move up recording. But we'll talk offline about that. But here's the thing: if I'm the Bucks and we're Memphis, that might be a game I'm resting my starters. That's one of the reasons why I didn't
Memphis?
get that game. If I'm both those teams,
I'll
I'm resting.
I'll rest not against Memphis. I'll rest them against some other teams. But I won't
I'll rest them against the Raptors.
Chicago. I rest
I
against
will rest
Chicago.
both because there's nothing to prove
Toronto.
for either team. Well, I guess there is a lot to prove because a lot of people say that the Grizzlies and the Bucks, that could be an NBA Finals preview. I don't say that.
I say Wizards, Bulls, Raptors, we resting.
Resting.
Pistons, we resting.
Well, here's why you can't rest because Boston, we're only 2 games ahead for Boston. And Boston's schedule is a lot easier than the Bucks.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Their schedule, they have the Bucks coming up this Thursday. Let's see here. They have
So they got Wizards, Bucks,
Easy.
Jazz, Sixers, Raptors, Atlanta. That's
Easy.
tough. That's tough.
To me, that's easier than the Bucks.
No, it's
schedule.
not.
What?
Nowhere near.
The Bucks
We
have
got the-
Boston,
we got-
Memphis, and Philly.
They do too.
They have the Celtics,
The Celtics got us. They got the Sixers,
and that's it. The rest of them teams, cake.
not the Raptors.
Cake.
Raptors.
The Raptors give them problems.
The Raptors matches up with everybody, but that's cake for Boston, bro.
No.
Nah,
And Atlanta is not no scrubs.
they are this year.
So here's the thing. So in the Western Conference, wide open. I love playoff basketball. I'm so excited for this part of the season. But y'all say nobody in the East scares us.
But as far as the Lakers go, going back to what we really talking about, I don't think they are. They can be a team that can go far, just because. But I'll say this: Lakers coming against real teams, which are the top 5, they ain't got nothing coming.
Agreed.
They've beaten all of top 5 teams.
I know, but they ain't
They
got nothing
lose
coming.
to the scrubs. That's the thing that get me. They let the Rockets beat them. They let the Thunder put the paws on them. They let some teams that shouldn't put the paws on them put the paws on them.
Yeah, that's true. I get that.
But most of the good teams do, like the
And
Bucks.
then they beat the Bucks.
The Lakers did beat the Bucks.
They did. I mean, I guess it's one of the things where like Anthony Davis really does determine what kind of game they play, and if he scores 30 or more, they usually win. And he likes to show out against guys like Giannis. He likes to show out against guys like he's compared to.
Yeah.
So I
He
will
likes to
give
put
him
on the
that.
show against Embiid. He puts on the show
Yeah,
against players who are just as good as him.
exactly.
So I mean, that like I said, that makes him even more dangerous.
That does.
Because
I
it's-
just
'cause
don't.
every
I just
team
feel
that's
like
left got somebody that he wants to play against.
I
He
just
likes playing against Draymond.
Yeah.
He likes Jaren Jackson.
You do. I just feel like when it comes to a 4, like you gotta win 4 games, and I don't think the Lakers can pull off 4. 3, maybe 4. No.
Lakers, you want to go, like I said, 5-2 in your last 7 games. KC won 6-1. That's a stretch, but you
it's
gotta
a
win.
stretch,
at
but
least 5.
I need to put the pressure on them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this has been another episode of 94 Feet podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. Shout out again to my boy Dre.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure being at the table with my brothers.
Shout out to my boy Kesey.
Peace, good people. It was another good one.
All
Even
right.
though I'm not even gonna say it.
Go ahead and say it.
Go
Kesey.
ahead and say it.
No, I ain't gonna say it today.
We protected you. Can we get paid? Go ahead.
Protected me.
Go ahead, bro. I had your back. I had your back this whole episode.
Agree with us.
I don't know why.
Probably not.
You're gonna throw it in my face as soon as we walk out the door.
Go ahead.
Welcome to 94 Feet.
Listen to us how.
You can listen to us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Spreaker.
and you can also listen to us on all streaming platforms: Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and SoundCloud.
You can follow us on social media.
I said that too.
You missed that. You
I didn't miss that. I did say you got
94 Feet Nation, baby.
Peace, good people.
I did say that.